Ancient words of wisdom tell us generations come and generations go. What has been will be again. What has been done will be done again. There's nothing new under the sun, so why is it that with each generation there's a recurring theme of trying to do things differently, trying to do things better than those who have gone before them?
What is it that drives generations to be different? What determines their success, and why is it that some of them still choose to return to ideologies of old? Is it their upbringing that influences them, or maybe it's current events of the time?
In order to discover some of the answers to our many questions, we've decided to ignite an intergenerational conversation.
And believe it or not, it wasn't very hard, because we have 4 generations mixed right here in Miami Dade College.
As the largest institution of higher education in the nation, Miami Dade College is renowned and revered for its diversity. Diversity found throughout its student body, faculty, and staff. That diversity is also apparent among the different age groups represented at the college. From traditionalists,
my relatives would always say when I went off to school and never came back for more than 2 weeks after the age of 18, are you still mentally ill? Why did you leave? What happened to you?
To boomers.
I think that what motivates a boomer, for example, is that they want to make a difference. And if you tell them, this is a place where you can make a difference, and then you have unique skills that we need, and we need you.
Gen Xers.
There are some values that Generation X has and shares that are not the same values that I have. There's a gray area between the Generation X and the baby boomers.
To millennials.
I guess what I say is that's in human nature. People always want gratification after they've done hard work.
All 4 generations are found here, and they are interacting. They're teaching each other about their value systems. Some are debunking stereotypes, while others are championing successes marked by their generation. Miami Dade College professor Dr. Michael Lenigan is the first to tell us what he thinks about the generation he was born into, the traditionalist.
When I'm sometimes disagreeing with my family, that 175 of whom still live in Chicago, I would describe some of those characteristics as the industrial age mentality, one job, one career for a lifetime, very linear lives, oftentimes thinking that the roots of my own identity, ethnically and so forth, defines me wherever I would be. And of course, looking in terms of options and possibilities.
Traditionalists have been called by some the greatest generation of all. Born during the 1920s to the 1940s, traditionalists are also known as industrialists or veterans. Individuals born in this era are known for sacrificing much and asking little in return. This generation is known for laying down their lives to serve others. Very influenced by the military, the traditionalists were born into an era where duty, honor, and country came first. Respect for rules applauded, and duty before pleasure. So what happens when someone from this generation ascribes to a different philosophy? Dr. Lenigan tells us more.
So my family in Chicago, and I love them dearly, don't think I can hold a job because I've had 6 careers. And yet, as I would explain to the wonderful scholars I spend the day with and my other colleagues, just because I'm older and I shift careers, not because I'm burned out, because I like exploration.
And possibly, it was the very sense of curiosity that spilled into the many born in the next generation.
Steven Spielberg, Bill Gates, and even our new president, Barack Obama, encompass the baby boomer generation. They are the hippies of yesterday and the professionals of today. They are, in fact, forever young. And we're finding them busy at work all over Miami Dade College. Whether in the conference room or the classroom, it's the baby boomer generation who are said to be running the show. It is estimated 80 million people in our nation are from this generation. Boomers were born from 1945 through 1964. They learned strong ethics from their traditionalist parents, and yet it is this generation who started redefining many of the rules. Academic and student provost at Miami Dade College, Dr. Norma Goonan, tells us more.
Well, with me, I can't say it's just a generational thing because I am an immigrant. I came over from Cuba, and so the experience of exile shaped me where I came by myself and I didn't see my family for a whole year. That was an experience that makes you grow up very fast. But because my parents, being in the veterans generation, told me to work hard, I applied myself in school, went to college, went to graduate school, and I was just always striving to get better and better and better.
In that effort to get better and better, boomers are labeled as the first me generation. They're known to be very competitive as well as optimistic. Dr. Goonan also tells us it is the boomer generation who are credited for perpetuating the workaholic mentality.
They were defined by their jobs. They were defined by the way that they saw themselves. They were striving constantly to get better and be better. And the 50 and 60-hour work week really came into being in the boomer generation, which is good and bad. It depends how you're going to look for it, because their work-life balance was often not there. Many a time there were boomers who lost their home life, divorces, etc. Divorce rate rose during the last couple of decades because of a lot of pressures. There are no stay-at-home moms, everybody's in the workplace, and so that defined a lot of what the generation did.
So with many of the boomers making it all about themselves, forfeiting family for careers, what effect did this have on the next generation?
Well, in some instances, a lot of people say like Generation Xers are more pessimistic. They don't have a good outlook for the future, and then the baby boomers are more optimistic. I consider myself optimistic. I guess it's not a generational thing. It's just a matter of your upbringing, I would think. Mm-hmm. So in that sense, I'm more like a baby boomer than I am like a Gen Xer.